Welcome back, guys. I just had a super long trip in Chicago. I flew back yesterday. I got a whole bunch of rest, and now I'm ready to spend this evening messing with this car, doing awesome stuff for you guys on YouTube. One challenge when you're running a lot of horsepower is you're going to generate a lot of heat, and the supercharger is right there. But these itty-bitty factory vents really can't move any air. It's kind of a trick. There's only just a little tiny hole there. Trackspec Racing makes a really cool kit that we're going to throw on this car. It completely replaces those vents with a new setup. It does look like it might be a little bit of a pain with a lot of little hardware, but I know with my Dremel, everything should be an easy job. I'm really not worried about it at all. I love my wheels. These Apex 18x11s are just huge and so grippy with those toe epoxies. These wheels have really picked up a ton of dirt from the semi-metallic brake pads. Another car in here, which has been a surprise. I think I might have talked about it a little before in another episode. Look at this beauty. This is an E36 M3. It's been pretty highly modified. This is not a stock car that's being restored. This thing is kind of a street monster. My friend just brought this thing over here, and he and I are gonna make this thing into the beast it needs to be. From a quick glance, it's not hard to tell that this is no ordinary M3. When you see a giant intercooler like that, you know something's up. And that something is a turbo that is chucking out just a ton of horsepower. But we're going to step that up a little bit. It is just going to rip like crazy. This big brake kit is super dope, and I love the BBS wheels. Like that's a proper look for this car. Like they're weird when people put like these wheels on Hondas. Like here is the giant pile of parts that need to go on this car. There's a turbo in one of these boxes. You know, you've got that big rear splitter. There's a bunch of chassis stiffening stuff over there. This thing is going to be a beast. I think she's trying to tell us something, though. We'll get there. Overall, I think this car is in excellent shape. You know, the paint's not perfect, but I think with just a minor correction, using a little swirl remover, then a little finishing polish, you know, like a 3-step process, we'll clean everything up. We'll get all the little minor details, like those windshield wipers. I'm definitely going to make sure we do those. That's atrocious. I think this thing's going to spark a little, really take to a good detail. The leather and interior are not too terrible. A lot of it can really be cleaned up with some leather cleaner, just, you know, normal elbow grease. This thing has got a lot of ponies under the hood already, and we're only going to be making it bigger with the new turbo. I bet you guys would love to see what it looks like under the hood today, but we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is a series of videos after today that are going to focus on this car. I don't know if it's going to start at the next video I do or a couple of videos in, but it's going to be really soon, so please subscribe. You really don't want to miss what we're going to do with this car. For now, we're going to get back to this Mustang and its heat issues. So I think we got to just pop the hood open and see what we got going on under here. There's that strut tower that we cut up. If you want to learn more about that, there's going to be a video on your top edge of the screen. The fuel system still looks pretty good. There's going to be another clip about that as well, if you want to take a look at that. There doesn't seem to be any more damage to my crank pulley, so that's really good. I think we're looking pretty good in here, guys. All right, so let's figure out how this thing comes out. Pull this thing off and see what we got lurking under here. These things are going to want to fall out, so just catch them with your hand. So you kind of push and release. It was just easier for me to get a good look. And I think we want to start disconnecting all of this. I love using this little hand ratchet. There we go. Oh, wow. So that's glued on with some rubber adhesive stuff. Whew, that was a little bit of a pain. Now basically it's the same process on this side. First we unscrew these, yank the ground wire out. That 3M's a beast. Wow, this one came out so easy. So now I really need to just start pulling down these wire harnesses. So after looking around for a bit, I realized that this harness kind of plugs in down there. It's not really possible to just squeeze my hand in there and unplug it. What's going to happen is next time I take the wheel liner off, I'll go ahead and unclip it. For now, I'll roll it up, zip tie it, and just drop it into the fender. So I'm also going to remove those windshield wiper nozzle things. I don't have the tank installed anymore, so they're pretty pointless. They're just kind of unclipped down here. Unclip the nozzle. Man, there's still fluid in mine. So there we go, that's a bare hood. The new insert is only going to sit around this lip, it's going to squeeze around it. All of that's got to go. All of that's got to go. This all has to go. That has to go. Basically, only this lip above stays, so we have to kind of cut all around this. I threw in this original cover, because I'm not really keeping it, to kind of get some of the dust and stuff. So far, this stuff is cutting real easy, guys. There's the first piece. Try not to like slide your hands around, you will mess your paint up. So we've removed a lot of the material, and I vacuumed up a little bit and used a fluffy little disposable cloth. Obviously I didn't wipe, I dusted with it. This car's gonna need a hose down outside. So I thought I might be able to do the under tray through here too, but I probably can't, can I? There's actually not as much stuff down here as you'd think. Well guys, here's the test fitment. It doesn't look too bad. I think it's gonna look pretty cool on this car. I mean, I have a lot of other black accents already. You know, the spoiler back there. I think this just kind of completes the Stormtrooper look. And of course, it is also highly functional. So I don't know if the instructions want you to do this or not, but I thought it was a good idea. I didn't cut enough material off right here in this corner and in that corner. There's kind of a lip in there. And I actually just made two little drills in there. Now I'm going to take it off. Like I centered it really nicely. And now I'm going to take it off and drill those two holes completely out. Then I'm going to use white touch-up paint to touch up kind of all the metal edges so that they're not rusting. And then we'll be able to just bolt this thing back on. Okay guys, so I test fit everything, and the two holes that I drilled definitely worked up here and over here. It was a little bit of a reach to get my finger in there, but it worked. And essentially, you're just using the hardware that it came with. Mine had a few extra pieces, so it's good if you lose some. And then you're basically going to use a little baby Allen key and a 1/4 and just tighten. You could also use a 1/4 socket wherever there's more room. So I'll show you guys a few just for fun. And I think I'm going to be going in kind of a little bit of a star pattern, just kind of giving things a light tighten first. And I really wouldn't over tighten any of this. I would kind of spread it, you know, I'd kind of go around and really sink this thing nice in the middle. So get everything nice and snugged up. So guys, the screws are all tightened, and I think it looks pretty sharp. Honestly, I think it completes that Stormtrooper look. I'm going to still have to do the passenger side. Let's talk about that functionality. You can see the supercharger is right at that exhaust vent. So I think this is perfect, and we'll have that airflow going across the hood, which should, in theory, allow for, you know, better, cleaner airflow. It'll enter through the front grille and exit over the hood. Compare how much airflow is between this guy and that guy. It's pretty astounding. So guys, the vents are finally fully installed. It was pretty easy to cut the passenger side once I knew how to do it. They look pretty good. I just washed the car. I had to tape them up, you know, didn't want water getting everywhere in there. Not that it'll really cause a problem, but I just don't want the engine bay being super dirty. I mean, it will later on anyway, but I figured for now, let's keep it kind of clean. So that's what it ends up looking like, guys. You get your supercharger there. Oh, so guys, in somewhat related news, I just won a car auction, so there will be a new car showing up in the garage. And it'll be a mystery for now, but I'll let you know what it is when it comes in. We'll do a reveal. I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked. Anyhow, see you guys later.